You ever notice something crazy? There are people in your life who don't love you, but they also don't want to lose you. They don't treat you right, but they don't want you to leave. They hurt your confidence, but they want access to you anytime they feel bored, lonely, or insecure. And for some reason, you kept them around. But today, something changes because I'm about to tell you something most people never figure out. You don't remove toxic people. Toxic people remove themselves once you stop giving them what they want. The power of silence. Watch what happens. The moment you stop explaining yourself, they disappear. The moment you stop reacting, they disappear. The moment you stop letting them control your emotions, they disappear. Because toxic people don't stay where they can't feed. And the one thing they love feeding on is your response. Your anger, your sadness, your attention, your energy, your confusion. They don't care if you love them, as long as they know they still affect you. And here's where your power comes in. You only need to do one thing, one little shift, not a speech, not a confrontation, not a dramatic announcement. Just one internal change. Stop giving them emotional access. That's it. Why it's hard. You don't block them. You don't fight them. You don't chase them. You don't seek closure. You just become emotionally unavailable to their games. And watch how fast they vanish. Because without your reactions, they starve. Without attention, they lose power. Without control, they feel small. And toxic people hate feeling small. But let's talk about why this is so hard. Because you're not weak. You're not stupid. You're not blind. You're just human. And humans crave connection. We crave belonging. We crave love. We crave validation. And toxic people know that. They don't destroy you all at once. They drain you slowly. A little insult here. A joke that's actually not a joke. A comment that makes you doubt yourself. A just kidding that isn't really kidding. They know how to make you feel like you're overreacting. And suddenly, you don't trust your own feelings anymore. You stop calling out disrespect. You start apologizing for things you didn't do. You get scared of being too sensitive. And now, they have you exactly where they want you. Not confident, not bold, not self-respecting. Just quiet. The shift that changes everything. One day, you wake up tired, not angry, not dramatic, just tired. Tired of trying. Tired of explaining yourself. Tired of hoping they'll change. Tired of lowering your standards, and something shifts. You stop showing up with emotion. You stop being entertaining. You stop giving them a reaction. You stop feeding their ego. And suddenly, they're confused. Why aren't you responding? Why aren't you upset? What's wrong with you? Why are you acting different? Because toxic people don't miss you. They miss controlling you. They don't miss your love. They miss your reactions. They don't miss your presence. They miss the power they had in you. And the moment you stop giving them emotional permission to access your mind, they realize something terrifying. They don't own you anymore. And that's when they disappear. No fight, no drama, no final message, just silence. Why toxic people stay. Toxic people survive on three things: control, attention, emotional reaction. Take those away, and they literally can't function around you. Psychologically, they feel powerless. And toxic people hate feeling powerless more than anything. So they search for their next victim, someone easier, someone softer, someone who hasn't learned what you're learning right now. Your silence is stronger than your anger. Sometimes the toxic person is someone you love. A friend, a parent, a partner, an ex, a family member. In fact, that's why toxic relationships last so long, because deep down, you hope they cared as much as you did. You waited for them to change. You believed they're sorry. You defended them to others. You convinced yourself they're not that bad. And maybe they aren't bad all the time. That's the trick. Toxic people aren't toxic 24/7. They're toxic just enough to control you, and nice just enough to keep you confused. One minute they hurt you, next minute they're sweet. One minute they ignore you, next minute they text, "I miss you." And you think it's love. It's not. It's manipulation. A healthy person doesn't make you question your worth. A healthy person doesn't go silent to punish you. A healthy person doesn't guilt trip you for having feelings. A healthy person doesn't disappear when you need them. A healthy person doesn't compete with your happiness. And deep down, you know it. The one thing you need to do: Stop giving unlimited access to people who treat you like you are replaceable. Not everyone deserves a front row seat in your life. Not everyone gets to know how you feel. Not everyone gets to hear your thoughts. Not everyone gets to affect your mood. Your energy is a currency, and toxic people are debt. You keep paying, and they keep draining. And the more you give, the less they respect you. But the moment you give nothing, they leave. Love doesn't keep toxic people away. Arguments don't keep toxic people away. Begging doesn't keep toxic people away. Boundaries do. And here's the boundary that ends the game. I don't care what you think of me anymore. That sentence breaks an entire cycle. Because toxic people only stay where they feel powerful. If your self-worth no longer depends on their approval, they lose their grip on you. If you stop needing them, they stop winning. And when a toxic person can't control you, they try to control how others see you. They gossip. They lie. They twist the story. They play the victim. Let them. Wise people see the truth eventually. The right people always find you. Your character will speak louder than their noise. The peace you gain. Meanwhile, watch how peaceful your life gets when you choose silence over reaction. Less drama, less stress, less anxiety, less confusion, more clarity, more confidence, more self-respect, more power. Because the most attractive thing you can ever become is unavailable to what destroys your peace. Why toxic people last so long. Every time they hurt you, you explained yourself. Every time they disrespected you, you forgave them too fast. Every time they crossed a boundary, you moved the boundary. You let them come back. You gave them chances even when they didn't earn them. You kept responding, kept caring, kept trying. But this time, you do something different. You respond with nothing. No explanation, no emotional speech. No, we need to talk. No novel-sized text messages. Just distance. And that's what scares toxic people the most, the moment you stop caring. Because when you stop caring, you stop being controlled. And when you stop being controlled, you start being respected. Some people don't deserve access to you anymore, not because you hate them, but because you finally love yourself. Action steps to remove toxic people. 1. Stop explaining yourself. You don't need to convince someone to value you. If they wanted to understand, they would. If they wanted to treat you right, they would. Every explanation gives them more control. Silence gives you power back. 2. Stop reacting. They want your anger. They want your emotional explosion. They want you to fight back. Why? Because if you're emotional, they're winning. But if you stay calm, you break their entire psychological strategy. 3. Limit access. You don't need a dramatic goodbye. Just reduce access. Stop replying fast. Stop sharing personal details. Stop letting them know they matter. They will feel it. 4. Focus on your growth. When you start improving your life, toxic people naturally fall away because they can't keep up with the version of you that isn't controlled anymore. 5. Replace attention with self-respect. Every time you think of texting them, write something positive for yourself instead. Every time you want to explain yourself, remind yourself, if they cared, I wouldn't have to. Every time you feel guilty for leaving, remember what staying felt like. The truth about losing people: you don't lose friends when you set boundaries. You lose people who were never your friends. You don't lose love when you respect yourself. You lose people who only loved controlling you. You don't lose support when you grow. You lose people who never wanted you to rise. So stop worrying about who leaves. Worry about who deserves to stay. Because life gets peaceful when you understand this. If someone wants to stay, they'll stay without hurting you. If someone cares, they won't make you beg. If someone loves you, they won't make you feel small. If someone values you, they won't risk losing you. And if they don't, let them disappear. Not with hate, not with anger, just with acceptance.